The funniest man in the room is the most afraid man in it. You know him. Maybe you are him. There's a man at the end of a long table, and the whole room is laughing. He's already loading the next line. He knows the laugh before it arrives. He knows which face will break first, and which one is a single drink away from saying something real. He has the joke ready to catch it before it lands. From the outside, this looks like a gift. From the inside, it never stops. There's a version of him that only shows up later, in the car, when the room has emptied and there's no one left to make laugh. That quiet man in the driver's seat is the one nobody at the table has ever met. You've been told the funny man is secretly sad. That isn't this. That's too small. I'm not here to tell you why you're sad. I'm here to tell you who you posted at that gate and what it's cost you to keep him there. Ask him why he does it, and he won't even call it doing. He'll say it's just who he is. I'm the funny one. It's my personality. People love it. Why would I change that? That's the most convincing lie of all, because it doesn't feel like a strategy. It feels like a fingerprint. Here's the first crack in it. A man with a calm life inside him doesn't build this. The boy who grew up where the air was safe never learned to keep a whole room laughing, because he never needed the room on his side. You didn't get this funny by being happy. You got this good because for a while, being funny was the difference between being safe and being a target. The class clown isn't born. He's recruited, usually by a room that hurt. So it isn't your personality. It's the oldest thing you ever built, and you've worn it so long you've forgotten there's a face underneath. Here is the truth. You're not entertaining them. You're managing them. Every joke is a small test. Where's this person's edge? How hard can I push before the room turns on me? The comedy isn't a fountain you're sharing. It's a gate you're standing in front of, making sure no one wanders past it and finds the man sitting in the dark behind it. They fall in love with what you give off, never with what you hold in. And here's what the secretly sad story never tells you. The real cost is arithmetic. 30 years perfecting an act for a room that would have loved you without it. Keep the act, and you'll be the most beloved man at every table, and the least known man in your own life. Until the day you finally need to be taken seriously, and find out you trained everyone you love to never believe you when you're not joking. To understand the guard, you have to meet the figure underneath him. In 1954, Carl Jung wrote an essay on a figure that haunts almost every mythology on Earth. He called it the Trickster. The Trickster is the joker, the fool, the one who plays. And Jung said something strange about him. He called him a collective shadow, the one who carries everything a group can't say out loud. That's the role you took. You're the one who picks up the tension in a room and turns it into a laugh, so nobody else has to hold it. You carry the discomfort of everyone around you. It looks like generosity. What it actually does is let you leave the room without ever being in it. But Jung said one more thing, and this is the line that should stop you. He said the trickster is autonomous, that he acts on his own, that he can take a man over without being asked. You already know this is true, because the joke fires before you decide to make it. It arrives on its own, in the first 30 seconds of a room, before you've chosen anything at all. That's not a gift you're using. That's a figure using you. Go back far enough, and you find where this figure was once honored. The court jester. The one man in the kingdom allowed to tell the king the truth, because if he wrapped it in a joke, the truth couldn't get him killed. But the license had a price. He was protected only while he was funny. The moment the laughing stopped, the protection stopped with it. That's the trap you live in. The Jester is allowed to say anything, as long as it's a joke. So the one thing he can never do is be serious and safe in the same moment. And underneath all of it is the oldest reason. Somewhere, a long time ago, you were the one being laughed at. So you learned to hold the laughter yourself, to aim it, so it could never again be aimed at you. You didn't pick up comedy because you were free. You picked it up because it was a weapon, and you were small. You've met this guard's brother before. The watchman who reads every room in silence. The Jester is the same boy, sent to the same gate, wearing bells instead of armor. So how does a man relieve a guard he's kept at that gate for 30 years? Not by going silent. A silent Jester is just a frightened one. You do it in 3 turns. The first is to catch him in the act. Next time you walk into a room, watch the first 2 minutes. Feel the joke load before you've decided to fire it. And when it does, name it, quietly, to yourself. The Jester just took the stage, which means I don't feel safe yet. You're not stopping him. You're just, for the first time, watching him work. And the man who can see the Jester is no longer only the Jester. The second is to let one room go unmanaged. Pick someone you trust. Give them 10 minutes where you don't reach for the laugh and don't lighten the air when it gets heavy. Let it be a little awkward. Let the silence sit. And watch what doesn't happen. They don't leave. The thing the boy was always braced for doesn't arrive. The third is the hardest. Say one true thing and don't send a joke in after it to clean it up. You know the move. You say something real, and half a second later you throw a laugh over it, like a cloak tossed over something you didn't mean to let them see. Don't reach for the cloak. Let the true thing sit there in the open, and let one person look at it. That's the whole work. Everything else is detail. The man who relieves the Jester doesn't become humorless. That's the fear, and it's wrong. He becomes something rarer, funny without being on. The wit still comes, but now it rises on its own, in a room he's already decided is safe, instead of marching out ahead of him to make it safe. He's no longer the guard at the gate. He's the man who finally walked back through it and sat down in his own house. The room still laughs, but now he laughs too, because he's in the room, not working it. And when he drives home, the silence in the car isn't an accusation anymore. It's just quiet, and he can finally sit in it. You built the Jester to survive a room that closed a long time ago. You're allowed to relieve him now. If you felt the watchman too, the part of you that reads every room before you walk into it, that's the next door to open. And if you want to see the wall all of this was built to protect, it's waiting on the screen. I'll see you in the next one.